What's up, YouTube? It's your boy B Rose.
Okay.
Are we not doing that?
It's sort of it's a new episode of the podcast. I feel like I should take my glasses off. We're recording this late
You
at
know what's
night.
crazy is that every episode is a new episode of the podcast.
That's true. I don't do a lot of reruns, do I?
No.
So I need a new intro. That's all.
Sorry
That's
if
it.
I just blew that up for you.
No, that's it. That's the end of the podcast. I need a new intro. Everybody tweet at me.
You
Okay.
just go, what's up, YouTube?
That's what because it's on YouTube now. Thanks to your help,
Right.
It's on YouTube now. There's just so much I want to talk to you about, but that's not the thing. Here's the deal. There's a lot going on in my brain right now. We're going to get to a lot of things right now. My guest, normally I'm doing guests on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but today's a special occasion because craziness is happening. Bros knows. Brandon A. Rose from the Bachelor podcast, The Rose Garden. Everyone needs to listen to it. It's freaking awesome. But also, I learned this moments before I hit record on this. I was set to just congratulate you, Brandon, on an unbelievable streak of podcasts that I loved. You're back.
I'm back.
What?
I'm back and probably not better than ever, but I'm back.
This is news to me, man. I didn't realize this was a thing. This is an awkward podcast tonight.
Tell me about it every single day. What do you mean?
Okay, I want to talk to you about that here in a second, bud. First of all, this is an awkward podcast. I'm on a heater of awkwardness on the podcast.
Why?
Because yesterday I posted my interview with Alyssa Charleston, who had just done an interview with Jack Ferris and Rob Sacre and like 3 other people.
Well, that's what it's like, a media tour.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I felt pretty dumb. Like what am I doing?
I mean, I only got to watch a little bit of it because I had a busy day on the stock market, but the first 5-10 minutes that I saw, I enjoyed a lot.
Okay. So I felt dumb. I was like, okay, well, it felt like I mentioned it after the interview. It felt like Super Bowl week. And I was like, sorry, Alyssa, that I was just one of many people who talked to you that week. And she was probably sick of doing interviews. So that was a weird feeling. And then today I want to get you on to talk stonks. I wanted to talk stonks with you, only to find out you just recorded your return podcast and it's all about stonks. So I'm getting scooped by you as well.
We have different audiences, but what we're talking about right now needs to be talked about more than once. It's something that I wanted to talk about the entire day. I am fine doing this podcast, my podcast, anyone else's podcast. Let's just do it.
Here's the deal. I love your podcast. I think it's a great pod. I missed it when it was gone for a while there while you took a little mental health break because I don't think people get how draining it is to do something like this every day. It seems really easy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of brain power. And you find yourself just thinking about it nonstop during the day, and it's almost unhealthy.
And now you created this whole video thing and made our jobs even that much harder.
Yeah, you okay with that?
No.
Okay, good.
But
so
I have to be okay with it.
So anyways, you already did. Everyone needs to go listen to Bros Knows. You already did the Stonks podcast, but we're doing the Stonks podcast here. I'm going to do I haven't seen your stuff yet, so if we repeat a bunch of stuff, I apologize. But
well, that's okay, and it's more fun with 2 people.
The world is going stonkers today, because of stonks. Now, here's the deal. I'm sure people have seen this phrase. They're going to see this phrase right now. Brandon, you are youth. You are into the World Wide Web. What is stonks, just to start with?
So stonks is just stocks for the everyday man, I think. Everyday man or woman. It's just like, it's stocks, but funnier. It's memes. It's us investing in things we like. It's Blockbuster trying to make a comeback.
So stonks is a playoff. Obviously, the word stocks. It's involved in the stock market, which is going bananas right now. And it is stonks is like the internet, the wild meme creators taking over the stock market.
Yeah.
Right?
They're literally taking it over from the suits to the stonks. It's going to the common man now.
So I want to make sure this is very clear right off the bat. I am not hip to a lot of what is happening. Brandon, you're not a professional stock trader either. You're very good with financial stuff, though, so you have a little bit more knowledge than me.
I think we like legally need to say We are not financial advisors. We do have money invested in these things, but we do not give financial advice. So don't listen to us.
So true. Thank you for doing the legal part because I would have never even thought of that because again, I'm just someone who is on Twitter and I see all the tweets happen and I'm like, well, for sure, this is action.
We're
I saw the GameStop story, which let's start there. Again, this is like a 101 for dummies. What is happening right now? Because the day this podcast is releasing could be just a completely wild day. If you're listening to this we're recording this on Wednesday night, the 27th of January. If you're listening to this on the 28th of January, you could be in the midst of craziness. Okay.
The world might be different. The world might actually be different.
Totally. And if you're listening to this in the future, it's kind of one of those things where we can do, remember that day in January of 2021 that was pure chaos in the stock market, in the stonk market? So it kind of can be maybe, a remember when podcast at some point. But Brandon, explain what happened with GameStop.
Okay, so, and I'm not an investment expert, so I don't think I'll probably explain this 100% accurate, but a hedge fund had announced they were going to short sell GameStop, which means they borrow shares from investors with the thought that they're going to buy back those shares by a certain date at a lower price. So then they give them back to those investors, but they've paid for a lower price for it, so they make money that way. And so they announced they were going to short sell GameStop. Well, this group called Wall Street Bets on Reddit, they didn't take too kindly to it. They didn't like that it was basically the nerds of the internet getting together saying, you're not going to trash GameStop on our watch. You're not going to trash us on our watch because they've been investing in it a little bit. And they all said, we're all going to dump our money into GameStop and raise this price so that when those investors have to go back and their contract's up and they have to buy back those stocks, it's going to be more money than what they paid for it. And because they do this at such a large volume with so many shares, it's going to drive the stock up even further.
And
that's
the
exactly
thing is,
what we saw last Friday.
These companies do this a lot, right? They do this thing where it's called
these
short.
hedge funds, that's what they do.
It's called short selling. Does that not just tank the business? So when they sell all the stock, doesn't it just tank the business?
No, not necessarily.
But it does drive their shares price down so that they can buy it at a lower rate, right?
Correct.
And I'm imagining they're doing this again. This is just me talking off the cuff. I'm imagining they're doing this
really
because
investment 101 for dummies by dummies.
Yeah. I imagine they're doing this because they see the stock decreasing slowly. So instead of slowly losing all your money, you sell it all, let that price drop drastically, and get back in at a lower price.
Right.
Right. That's the thinking behind it, I'm imagining.
Yeah. So the thing is you're borrowing those stocks from investors. So you're literally saying, hey, loan me these shares. And then you're hoping that the price goes down so that when you have to pay back those shares to those people, you're paying a lower price for those shares than you would have if you bought it in that moment.
And so what the internet did was they said, guess what? We're going to go the opposite on you, and now you're paying more.
We're going to double down on this stock, and it's going to go up. So then when it comes time, because when that contract's up, you have to buy those shares at that price.
Okay.
And so you're really banking on it going down, but instead it went up. So now, but now that it's up and you're buying those shares at a higher price, the stock's going to continue to go up and up and up like it did with GameStop.
Okay. And today it got weird because they kept doing this with other stocks, correct? My computer totally froze there, so I lost you for a moment. So I have to get back. I'm going to have to edit this part of the podcast back in because I had a frozen thing. This happened with other stocks today, right?
This happened with a few other stocks. So the big ones that people are watching, and again, we're not financial advisors. We're not encouraging you to buy this, but AMC Theaters is a big one. Nokia, like the old cell phones, the old snake on your brick phone.
Yeah.
Nokia, BlackBerry.
I love BlackBerry.
And a brand called Naked Brands, which does swimsuits.
Okay. And so again, I'm captivated with all this because, and it's above my pay grade. I'm captivated with this because of the Wild West nature of it, where it feels like well, here's the deal. The app I have to do stocks is called Robinhood. And this truly feels like a Robinhood situation, right? I saw the tweet where someone was like, didn't they realize they named their app Robinhood? And that's so true. Like, I feel like I love this because it's the average man taken away from the big man, the average person taken away from the suits.
Like so many things, the internet just becomes undefeated with memes when things like this happen. But so what happened is it worked with GameStop on Friday, and they jumped from like under $5 a share, right around there, to $78 or something crazy like that. It was like way up there, and the markets didn't know what was happening. They halted free trading on it and said, we don't know what's going on. They figured it out. They unhalted the markets because there wasn't really any like illegal activity, but it was bad for the hedge funds. But then over the weekend, it jumped on Monday. It was like GameStop was at like 160 or something crazy.
See, that's wild. And
You know what GameStop was at today, Sean?
was it 300?
380.
No.
$380 a share.
Okay, so here's what I would ask you. And again, 101 dummies, 101 dummies times dummies equals dummies. The GameStop itself. This is where I lose a lot of this. I used to, as a former GameStop employee myself, 2 years employment at GameStop. I know what
North
that,
End GameStop, shout out.
yeah, Babbage's at the time. And then the the GameStop company is not in a good spot. GameStop itself is not a good spot. We're gamers. We know this. We don't buy physical copies of games anymore. The game industry that GameStop sells is going away forever. That store is doomed, unfortunately, as much as I like it, because the only thing you really need to buy there anymore are consoles and controllers. And that's kind of what that is. That's going to turn into internet only because it's just not enough to keep a store afloat. So I look at this, I go, well, hang on. This company that's causing all this hubbub is a dead company. How is this happening? Why isn't someone just stepping in and going, what are we doing here? It's a dead company.
I don't know. I don't know. Someone loses in the end of this, obviously. That's how it's going to be. But there's people right now that are making ridiculous amounts of money on it because this is happening, to the point where we had to jump in for the next wave and give it at least a try.
Yeah, I am for sure. And I feel bad because I love GameStop, the actual company GameStop. I love it because I'm a nerd. I love video games. I love
they did a lot to before this to save themselves. They hired a new CEO. They restructured their debts. They had an investor come in and buy 13% of their shares, which started kind of this whole process, is because that drove the price up. So then they felt like they could short sell it. So like there's a lot happening because it was some brand called Chewy that came in and bought 13%.
Okay.
And so there's a lot happening for them to try and stay alive and become relevant again.
Okay. All of
Not
this
to the tune of not to the tune of what they're doing right now, but
all of this is wild to me. And what we're seeing on the internet, and this is what I kind of wanted to get into your head about. What's going to happen? What could potentially happen the day that this podcast is being released? Like, what am I watching for today?
okay, so the thing that happened that might start like a financial revolution, I keep calling it, is the fact that Reddit took down Wall Street Bets, which was the site that was like causing all this to happen, the site that everyone was gathering on and commenting, buy AMC, buy GameStop. The site that started this all got taken down. There was a Discord with the same group of people that Discord took down and claimed that it wasn't for financial reasons, but rather because it was hateful and things like that. And so they claim that they've been watching it for months. But the thing that you're doing is and then with the markets themselves. So TD Ameritrade said no trading of AMC theaters today, no matter what. We're not going to allow it. All the markets shut down all these stocks that were doing it multiple times throughout the day to give the investors time to say, hey, do we need to sell right now? What do we need to do? And the fact is that all these people are siding with the suits. They're all siding with the big companies, and the internet's not liking it. They're saying, hold on, why is it illegal for us to do this, but they do it every single day and they get away with it? There's going to be problems tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do it even bigger and even better than because of the fact that you guys shut it down.
Because and again, today it was hard to buy these things as the average man, even though
I tried so many times.
You and I were texting each other like, tell me when it goes live. Tell me when we can get this, when we can get in, when your app allows it to open up, because we couldn't get anything. Okay.
Will this focus on this? No, probably not.
I know, too bright. What's it say?
I had so many. My whole email this morning was like 80 emails from Robinhood just being like, your order was canceled. Your order was canceled. Your order was canceled.
And this is bad because here's the deal, Brandon. What we are seeing is the shadiness, right? I mean, this is kind of what it is. The shadiness behind what happens at Wall Street is slowly being exposed to the average person. And
exactly.
That's something that did not exist. But as soon as now, they can push pause on us, but they don't get pause pushed on them. Oh, wait, pause, timeout. We're going to take a full timeout here, but we don't have a timeout button. That's going to be a big problem tomorrow or today, I guess, when this is released. This is going to be a really big problem.
the way the tweets you look at is like, this is not acceptable. This is not. It's like there's a revolution starting. It's like there's a they're getting ready to storm the Capitol. I mean, they're not doing that obviously, but
Yeah.
that's like the feeling that it has to it.
Are Here's a question I have that I'm just going to throw out there because I could see this happening. Is there a chance that they just say you have to have some kind of, like, you need to have this kind of degree or this kind of, you have to pass this kind of this kind of test exam to be able to deal with the stock market?
I don't think they could ever do that because it would kill our nobody would have trust in the markets at that point. Nobody would have trust in the Fed. And the Fed stepped up today and said we don't get in the way of commerce. Because people were asking him and people were asking the White House and everything. And Jerome Powell and his team stepped up and said, nope, we don't get in the way of commerce. If there's laws being broken, we'll handle it. But that's not what's happening right now.
Is it illegal what's happening on the Reddit? Because the Reddit's like 100. What is it? Is it? I just looked at the number.
It's
Let
like,
me.
well, it was like a couple like 100,000 people or something crazy.
Okay,
What's
now it's
happening on the Reddit is not illegal as long as it's people sharing research and stuff like that. If it becomes a group of people saying, okay, we're all going to team up and buy this at one time together in order to drive it up, that's illegal. So they're tiptoeing that legality line for sure.
Oh wait, so it is illegal to say we're all buying right now.
It's illegal to say to come together and say, okay, everyone buy this in order to drive it up and then we'll get rid of it.
Okay, even though that's probably what's happening in Wall Street.
Even though that's what's happening.
Now,
And so what we
now we
go
just
ahead.
see it. Now we just see it because it's happening to the people,
Exactly.
to the meme makers.
Now it's us doing it, and it's a problem. And what happened after the market closed, because you saw that it went down, 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 down after the market closed. People are saying what's happening is because these big hedge funds have the ability to trade all hours of the day, they're selling their shares back and forth so that it looks like all the shares are being sold to drive people out of the market.
Okay, so that's why I'm seeing all
So
these
they're
hold the
still
line.
doing
That's why I'm seeing these hold the line tweets.
exactly because they're still doing shady things. So people are saying don't sell because they're just trying to make you think that these are being sold. Us regular people, we can't even trade right now. They can only.
Oh man, it's what? So tomorrow's gonna be today when this is released is gonna be crazy.
It's going to be something. It's either going to be the little man gets a huge victory or our financial system becomes completely broken and something needs to be changed about it.
Well, it's again, I hope any of this made sense to anyone. I was all over I'm sporadically all over the place because my video is
And
freezing.
I feel like we just got like weirdly technical with everything. You guys, if you're Sean, how much time did you spend looking at a ticker today?
All day. I watched
I
Robin
had it
Hood all
open
day.
on my computer all day long, just like living and dying by every cent.
It was
It's
really
an
fun.
adrenaline rush, like betting sports, but it's just constant.
You said it best to me. Sent the text that said, this is sports gambling from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. The game is that long. It's a long, like the
It's
game lasted for
amazing.
hours and hours and hours. So I'm interested in it. I think everyone at least needs to be aware of it. I hope that anything we said made a little bit of sense to people. I know it was very technical, but I think it is important. And it's going to be really important in terms of how all of this kind of stuff works moving forward.
Yeah, when
And
we look back, I think January 28th will be like a big day.
if the baseball, I already ranted on Baseball Hall of Fame
Dude, I
yesterday,
hate baseball writers.
but if Baseball Hall of Fame can learn anything right now, it's that this whole world is getting young. Okay.
Kurt Schilling should
The,
be in the Hall of Fame.
the meme makers are changing the way the stock market works. They're going to come after Baseball Hall of Fame next. There's eventually going to be the Reddit account about the Hall of Fame for baseball, and they're going to somehow figure out a way to just infiltrate that world next. So watch out.
Instead of the veterans committee, it's just whoever has the funniest meme gets their player in.
Exactly. Okay, B Rose, real quick before you get out of here, and thanks for coming on. I know you're probably on with Jack and Rob tomorrow, so you're probably on with them at like right before I post this podcast. Did you see the story about the streamer who got the weird? Did you see the donation stream about the girl who was streaming her sleeping?
No, but this sounds weird already. Go on.
This is the part of the internet. Stonk memes are what I love about the internet. Girl who is trying to get donations for sleeping. This was hilarious to me. So this girl is going to live stream her sleeping. She's got a room set up where it's just like the camera's on her bed and there's cool lights like how you have it set up.
Like she's intentionally sleep streaming.
Yeah, let me get the exact story here because it made me laugh today. Twitch streamer great name. NYYXXII. Okay. She just was going to sleep. That's it. She wanted to sleep. And
Sean, I need to know scale of 1 to 10 how attractive she is.
I can't really. It's dark in her room, so
she's sleeping in the part you're watching. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I can't really. I don't know.
The problem is that you're encouraging the weirdest part of the internet to come out.
Well, what did she have? She had her donation things playing the sound. Like if you sent a message that says, "Oh, I hope you're sleeping well," it would say, "Oh, I hope you're sleeping well." Okay. Someone sent their donation in and they created the longest word they could do that goes like loli lali lulali lulalu lulilalu, and it woke her up. And this girl then blew up about how mad she was that someone woke her up from her sleep. Brandon,
No.
this is the part of the internet. See, the part of the internet that I loved today was stonk memes. The part I hated was girl who's ticked off because she tried to make a bunch of money from donations so people could watch her sleep and got mad that someone woke her up with the sound. Let me see if I can get the sound on here.
You can't do that.
Yeah, there you go. Did you hear that?
I don't think we did.
Okay, I don't know if you could hear it. Anyways, that's the part of the internet that I also kind of love. But it's
entertaining still.
These are the two stories that I saw today, right? I see the internet taking over the stock market, and then I see the internet being the internet where they're just waking a girl up and pissing her off because she's just trying to make a bunch of money, letting people watch her sleep.
Trying to get up at 6 a.m. West Coast time to get trading on Robinhood.
I guess, man. It's crazy.
Hey, if you're listening to this and don't have Robinhood, you slide in my DMs. I'll send you my link.
What happens there? Do you get a
free stock?
Oh, do you? You know, I got a free stock for signing up for Robinhood. And I don't know.
Wait. If they use my link, they also get a free stock.
Oh, really?
Don't tell them to just sign up.
Oh, so don't do that. Well, but I did. Did you get the free stock? So it's like the same thing, like the free stock when you sign up. I'm looking at mine.
I got GoPro, which is now $6 higher than when I got that a while back.
Nice. I got something called. Are we allowed to say this stuff? I don't know how any of this works.
We already said we're not financial advisors. We have money invested in this stuff, but we do not recommend it.
I got Antero Resources. I don't even know what I got it at, and I don't know what it is, but that was my freebie. I wish I would have signed up under you. Okay. Bros Knows podcast is sort of back. What's the plan? You want to give us the scoop on what's going on with the podcast now?
A little bit. I don't know. I don't really know the plan. I want it to be a streak again, but it's so much work, especially if we're doing the video thing. So I'm thinking try a streak and see what happens.
So here's my deal. And you know how my head is with you. I'm going to always push for you to create as much as possible. And I'm going to push too hard because it's impossible to do a podcast every day. But I hope we get semi-regular on these things, but just know that the second you miss a day, out of love, I'm going to bombard you with messages, but I don't expect a podcast every day. I just love when you put them up because it makes my day better.
Ideally, it would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Especially if you're doing video with it, that's a lot of work. Anyways, here's our behind the scenes talk. Here's our behind the scenes.
Then there's Bachelor and everything. Yeah, see, they don't want to hear this.
No, but Bros Knows is back with the podcast. It's better than the one that we just recorded because yours is going to be more focused. I got to tell you, I'm doing the podcast still audio wise, but with the video aspect on here, my computer glitches out enough during recording video that I get sidetracked on my train of thought. So when you were talking really incredible stock stuff, my brain was going, why is my video frozen? And then I can't keep up with you. So I got to figure out that part of my addition of video to the podcast.
For sure.
So that's got to happen. But I do appreciate it, you coming on. And it was 24 minutes.
People like the video, just so you know.
I hope so.
Good things.
I hope so. It's a fun little
How many
addition.
views did you get yesterday?
Not a lot. I'm not getting a lot of views. There's not a lot of views on the YouTube.
What? No, I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's growing like rapidly.
I don't think so.
I think you'll be Mr. Beast. I think you'll be like Mr. Beast by 2060.
Well, 2060? Thank you. I really appreciate the vote of confidence. Now do we get to
That's 50 million subscribers.
now do we get to discuss the look? We're just letting this is kind of a behind the scenes podcast. We're letting everyone in because it's the
Okay.
family, and we're making something here. Are we going to change? Are we going to change to one YouTube channel between the two of us?
I'm down.
I mean, that's going to require us to start from zero.
Well, you can upload your videos back onto it.
But also, but that's changing from zero. The very handful of small views I get, and again, if you're listening to this, none of this matters. But I want it to let
I think
people
you're
in.
getting views from your subscribers. I think you're getting views from your links.
So right, but then it would be a new channel if they subscribe to it. That's a new channel to subscribe to. I don't know. Again, this is kind of, I hope people like listening to this because this is the fun things that you and I talk about a lot during our day.
So we FaceTime with Daily about this.
Which I hope,
it's ridiculous the amount of amount of time we spend on FaceTime planning things.
I hope you don't mind.
Oh, not at all. I love it.
I've sort of wedged myself directly into Brandon's life in a way that it was. I feel like we're very good friends, but I've like now just wedged myself all the way in where I'm FaceTiming Brandon nonstop to the point where there was a day where I thought I looked at my phone and thought, oh crap, I FaceTimed Brandon 4 times today, and I didn't get the hint after the second time. I felt like the New York Mets GM.
Was that the day I was sleeping?
I think it was,
day?
and I felt so.
I would have answered otherwise.
I know, and I just felt so bad because I thought, get the hint, Widmer. It's been.
I think we need to work on your thumbnails.
My thumbnails. Oh, like my thumbnails where it's like.
Yeah, like we should. Okay, what's our pose for the thumbnail?
Okay, because I'm not actually going to go through and find the thumbnail, but mine would be like this. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll. All right.
Should find it.
This has been a podcast that also has been discussing the video portion of this, which you may have never even know existed, but there is going to be video on YouTube for the podcast moving forward.
If you listen to all this on your phone on the podcast app, you need to go watch the video. Like, it's that simple.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go check it out and give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. Again, this is just, it was good to have Brandon back on the pod.
Like, don't give it a thumbs down.
Just give it a thumbs up. Just give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, we don't say, don't. Like, if they want to do that, they can figure that out on their own.
Okay, I like it. Everyone follow Brandon on social media. Brandon A. Rose on Twitter, Brandon A. Rose on Instagram. I'm now Sean T. Widmer on both Instagram and Twitter. Sean T. Widmer.
I think it was a good move. It was tough. It was a good move.
So that's the new play. We'll see how it goes. And everyone who's put up with us for this, thank you so much. Brandon, I'm going to get you on. I'm going to try to get you on once a week.
I can do that.
I'm going to try to get you on once a week. Okay, my friend, thank you so much. And I will talk to you. I will talk to you later.
Adios.